Good day everyone! I am your future teacher. My name is Janice R.B. Fernando and today we will be going to discuss about philosophy of man, Oriental philosophy. Here is the objective of my report. At the end of our discussion, we will be able to learn about Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. First, we will be tackled about Hinduism. Now, the Hinduism is the predominant religion of the Indian subcontinent. It is referred to as Santana Dharma, a Sanskrit phrase, meaning eternal law by its adherents. Though Hinduism is often understood as being polytheistic, supposedly recognizing as many as 330 million gods, it has one god that is supreme, which is Brahma. Is an entity believed to inhabit every portion of reality and existence throughout the entire universe. Brahma is both impersonal and unknowable and is often believed to exist in three separate forms. Now, the Brahma has three facets: the Creator, the Vishnu Preserver, and Shiva Destroyer. These facets of Brahma are also known through the many other incarnations of each Hinduism. Hinduism views mankind as divine because Brahma is everything. Hinduism asserts that everyone is divine. Atman or self is one with Brahman. All reality outside of Brahman is considered mere illusion. The spiritual goal of a Hindu is to become one with Brahma, thus ceasing to exist in its illusory form of individual self. This freedom is referred to as moksha. Until moksha is achieved, a Hindu believes that he or she will be repeatedly reincarnated in order that he or she may work towards self-realization of the truth, which the truth being only Brahman exists, nothing else. How a person is reincarnated is determined by karma, which is a principle of cause and effect governed by nature's balance. What one did in the past affects and corresponds with what happens in the future, past and future lives included. In Hinduism, man consists of 5 coverings. We have the Anamayatman, which means the material or physical covering of man. It is dependent on food. We have also the Pranamayatman, or the biological layer, the self as virtual part, breath. The Manomayatman, the psychological aspect and which consists of the will. We have the Vijnamayatman, the intellectual layer. Within it is the sail of consciousness. And we have the Anandamayatman, which means the part that encounters and experiences heaven. In Hinduism, man must dispose the 5 coverings to attain. Man must dispose the 5 coverings to attain the level of perfect man. The physical, biological, psychological, intellectual, and bliss compose Atman that is not true self, but a mere accidental revelation of Brahman. Silent features of Hinduism reincarnation. Samsara believed that soul migrates from one body upon death and re-enters another human or animal body. All spiritual efforts are being directed toward the release or moksha from the cycle of rebirth. Karma is the sum and the consequences of a person's action during the successive phases of his existence. It determines man's destiny and the nature of individuals' rebirth. Now, let's move to Buddhism. Buddhism arose in India in the person of a Prince Siddhartha Gautama, or later known as Buddha. Was originally a response to the problem of suffering. Buddha means the enlightened one. Suffering is in part the result of the transience and uncertainty of the world, in part the result of karma, and in part the result of ignorance and enslavement by desires and passions. Buddha's answers to this problem is contained in the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Paths. Through meditation and self-abnegation, promotion to better lives, and finally to nirvana is obtained. Now, let's discuss about the Four Noble Truths. First is there is suffering. Second, suffering is specific and identifiable causes. Third, suffering can be ended. Four, the way to end suffering is through enlightened living as expressed in the Eightfold Path. The most immediate cause of human suffering are ignorance and selfish craving. Now, let's move to Eightfold Path. First is the right view. Second, right aim. Third, right speech. Fourth, right action, Buddhism. Fifth, right living. Sixth, right effort. Seven, right mindfulness. And last, right contemplation, Buddhism. Now, Buddhism, karma means action or deed. The intent of an action determines whether it is normally good or bad. The effect of an action leaves a trace which extends over several lifetimes. Cessation of suffering is found in nirvana, a permanent state of supreme enlightenment and serenity that ends the cycle of the reincarnation. It is total disattachment from self. Now let's move to Confucianism. Confucianism developed from the teaching of Confucius, which focuses on human morality and wrong action. Confucius made humanity a cornerstone of Chinese philosophy. Confucius' principles of reciprocity: do not do to others what you would not want them to do to you, or the Golden Rule. Now, in Confucianism, there are 5 relationships. First, the ruler-subject. Second is the father-son. Third, husband-wife. Fourth, older brother, younger brother. And last, we have the older friend, younger brother. Confucianism, attitudes governing relationships. First, rulers, kind-heartedness. 2, subject, loyal. 3, father, love. 4th, son, filial piety. 5, husband, righteous behavior. 6, wife, obedience. 7, older brother, politeness. 8, younger brother, humility and respect. 9th, older friend, humane consideration. 10th, younger friend, obedience. Now, our last topic for today is about Taoism. Taoism derives from Lao Tzu and Chuangzi. Taoism is a physical and religious tradition that emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao. The term Tao means way, path, or principle. Taoism views man and nature together. Man lives in the matrix of nature. Taoism is an example in ancient times of environmentalism. If the environment is good, man will be good, and the opposite is true. Taoism, roughly stated, Tao deals with the flow of the universe, or the force behind natural order that keeps all things balanced and in order. It is considered to be a source of existence and non-existent. Some Eastern religions refer to this as the yin and yang of the universe, which can also express itself as the equal forces of good and evil. Lao Tzu taught that the wisest or the wisest are still very arrogant. What is needed is not interference with the world, but humble understanding of the way it functions, the Tao. In Taoism, forging chains is self-injurious. Follow the Tao instead, the natural order of things. The Tao gives rise to yang, or expansive forces, and yin, contractive forces, and is the means by which things come to be, take shape, and reach fulfillment. The Tao cannot be improved. And that's the end of my report. Thank you for listening. Good day.